5 years ago, life seemed hopeless for Thomas. He was at the lowest point of his existence, without savings, stuck in a dead-end job, surrounded by people who didn't understand him, and waking up every day with the heavy burden of doubt and uncertainty. The walls of his small apartment increasingly felt like a prison. Every morning he looked in the mirror and asked himself, "Is this all there is for me?" But somewhere deep inside, a small flame burned that refused to go out. On a foggy morning, as he was walking through the city, his eye caught a book in the window of a second-hand shop. "Your future begins today." There was something about that title that touched him. He went inside, paid the little money he still had, and took the book home. That same evening he began to read, and those words changed his view of himself and life forever. The book taught him that success does not depend on where you start, but on the choices you make and the skills you develop. Inspired, Thomas decided that he wanted to radically change his life. He wrote down his goals: financial freedom, a meaningful career, personal growth, and the ability to inspire others. From that moment on, he promised himself to become a little better every day than the day before. The beginning was tough. Thomas had little money, no network, and no idea where to start. Yet he did not give up. He started with free online courses about personal development, entrepreneurship, and financial intelligence. Every evening after work, he spent hours learning, taking notes, and asking himself questions. He learned about the importance of discipline, perseverance, and setting priorities. One of the first skills Thomas taught himself was setting realistic goals. He discovered that great successes come from achieving small victories. So he broke down his big dreams into manageable steps, reading a new book every week, working on his new project for an hour every day, learning a new skill every month. Especially developing a growth mindset was crucial. He learned to see failure as an opportunity to grow, not as a defeat. After months of study, Thomas started his first small business. Inspired by his own quest for knowledge, he launched an online platform where people could access high-quality courses, ebooks, and coaching at an affordable price. In the beginning, there was hardly any interest. Yet Thomas persevered. He listened to feedback, improved his offerings, and learned everything about marketing, customer-oriented thinking, and building a brand. The second year brought the first successes. His platform grew slowly, more and more people signed up, and Thomas began to make his first profits. He reinvested everything he earned back into his company and continued to develop himself. He learned about leadership and managing a team, about the importance of collaboration and motivating others. Every setback became a lesson, every mistake an opportunity to come back stronger. One of the most important skills Thomas learned along the way was financial intelligence. He read everything about investing, cash flow, building passive income, and managing money wisely. Instead of spending his profits on luxury, he invested in real estate, stocks, and new ventures. As a result, his wealth grew exponentially. As the years passed, not only did his bank account grow, but also his self-confidence. Thomas became a mentor for others, gave lectures, and wrote articles about personal development and entrepreneurship. His story inspired thousands of people who recognized themselves in his former situation. He learned that true wealth is not only in money, but in the difference you make in the lives of others. In the fourth year, there was a breakthrough. One of his investments became a resounding success and earned him more in one go than he had ever dared to dream. Thomas was now officially a millionaire, but more importantly, he was a free man, someone who charted his own course, followed his passion, and helped others reach their potential. Yet Thomas remained faithful to his principles. He lived modestly, invested in his health, relationships, and personal growth. He kept learning, reading, and developing. He knew success is not a final destination, but a journey of continuous growth and improvement. Now, 5 years after that low point, Thomas is living his dream life. He wakes up in a house he designed himself, surrounded by people who appreciate and inspire him. Every day he begins with gratitude and the realization that his life has been a choice. He travels the world, meets interesting people, invests in new projects, and continues to inspire others to pursue their dreams. What Thomas cherishes most are not the numbers in his bank account, but the skills and insights he has gained along the way. He now knows that self-discipline, perseverance, eagerness to learn, and the ability to overcome setbacks are the true keys to success. When he looks back on his journey, he realizes that it was not the circumstances that shaped him, but his determination to get up again and learn from every fall. Thomas has learned that life is full of opportunities for those who are willing to learn, grow, and give. He does not live his dream life because he was lucky, but because every day he chose not to give up, to keep developing himself, and to help others do the same. His story shows that everyone, no matter where you start, has the ability to turn things around and build a life full of meaning, freedom, and abundance, as long as you are willing to learn, grow, and never give up. And if you look at Thomas's life today, you see a man who has forged his own path, not because everything came easily to him, but because he has learned that the greatest value in life is not what you possess, but who you have become along the way. His success is the result of thousands of small choices, moments of perseverance when others would have given up, the pursuit of knowledge where others settled for ignorance, and the confidence in himself when no one else did. For Thomas, wealth is not just financial independence, but above all, freedom. The freedom to follow his passion, to learn every day, to inspire others, and to make a difference. He believes that everyone can achieve this, provided you are willing to invest in yourself, develop your skills, and get one step closer to your dreams every day. His story is a reminder that it is never too late to start over. No matter how deep you have fallen, how hopeless your situation seems, there is always a way up for those willing to do the work. Success is not a coincidence, but the result of dedication, learning, falling, and getting back up, and never giving up on your dreams. If Thomas may give one message, it is this: believe in yourself, invest in your growth, embrace every setback as an opportunity to learn, and always keep dreaming, because your most beautiful future begins today.